I'm your host, Johnno.tv. I'm here with my co-host Chris today, and it's second in our series where we go through our club reviews. So last week we had United with Munsey. This week we have Chris and Chelsea. So welcome, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. How's yourself?
Yes, welcome to the channel. It should be a lot of fun today. So we will start with a little review, 3 minutes. Just kick us off. What you think of the season from Chelsea so far? Obviously, it's been up and down season. New manager in there, new owner. Yeah, the floor is yours.
A bit turbulent, shall we say? That's probably the best word to use for it. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel starting of the season. Dinamo Zagreb happened. Tuchel sacked. Potter in by the Friday. Yeah, it is one of those ones that has been a bit turbulent for Chelsea this season, but it's something we've came to expect from as being a fan of Chelsea. It's always going to happen. Always going to happen.
Yeah, yeah. What was your original thoughts on? Obviously, he won you the Champions League. When Lampard was sacked, he came in quite quickly and turned it around
Yeah.
and won that Champions League. Um, he's always not stayed at a club very long. He's always had a thing of like falling out with boards. He done it at PSG and he done it at Dortmund. But he is a great manager. Do you think it was the right decision to get rid of Thomas Tuchel?
Yes and no. Yes, I think he had lost the dressing room. Certain players weren't playing for him, but why allow him to spend that money in January? Sorry, in the summer, should I say? On players like Fofana, Aubameyang, Raheem Sterling, players that he apparently wanted, but I think with Todd Boehly coming in and wanting to put his own stamp on the game on the team,
Yeah.
you kind of think it was going to come around it anyway. But I
Yeah.
thought they'd given it a wee bit longer than a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's always a thing. It's always a worry when you do get a new owner in that they want their own man. Obviously, he did change quite a lot quite quickly. That you've always had quite a decent like structure on like recruitment the last 4 or 5 years, and he came in and basically sacked your whole recruitment team and did it himself in the first summer.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to play some soccer.
Definitely.
Next thing we'll do, we're going to review your signings so far. So I'll go through them, and then what I want you to do is tell me a hit and miss and why on these signings.
Yeah.
Zakaria on loan from Juventus, Aubameyang, Koulibaly, Raheem Sterling, Cucurella, and Fofana. So they were your signings this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad summer. A few players nearer towards the end of their career.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a panic. No one really knew what you wanted.
Exactly.
It looked very United, like scattish. No, yeah, if you know what I mean. It was like it didn't look planned at all.
Yeah.
So, what is your thoughts? Give us a hit and a miss.
Zakaria, not really seen much of Zakaria. Came into Chelsea a bit. I think he was a bit out of touch. His debut scored in the Champions League, so I would maybe say he's indifferent. I wouldn't say he's a hit or a miss. He's a bit indifferent. Aubameyang flop for the player that Arsenal got to the player that Barcelona got to what Chelsea have got. It's been a complete nightmare. Koulibaly, I think he's got a good partnership, possibly with Silva, but Silva makes everyone look good because he's a Rolls Royce. But I've always liked Koulibaly when he was at Napoli. I think he's a fantastic. I think he's going to be a fantastic signing for Chelsea. So I'll say hit for him. Sterling, I was not impressed when Chelsea signed Raheem Sterling.
Yeah,
but his experience with some of the younger ones is good. I think he will be a hit once we know the kind of style of football that we want to play, because he played in 4 or 5 different positions since Poss came in. He played at right back, left back, centre forward, left wing, right wing.
Very
I think,
versatile.
yeah, very versatile. But I think he will be a hit. Kukurea, overspent for him. Not worth 50 million in a month of Sundays. Fofana, I like Fofana. Fantastic young French international. I think he will become good. We've seen
I
what
think
he's
it's a
done
good
at Leicester.
sign. It's that injury.
Just that injury. Yeah,
it's really. He was your main target all summer, really.
Yep.
You wanted him from the start.
I think with Fofana, he will be the future of Chelsea's backline. They will build a defence around him eventually. When obviously, because like we said, Silver's come towards his end of his career. Koulibaly's 31, 32, so he is in his later years at the back for Chelsea. But
Silver will be there till he's 40.
Silver there till he's 80. The way he's played just now. I mean, the evergreen Thiago Silva. We've seen him in the World Cup, and he's
he just keeps going, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's like Chilellini. It's like it goes on forever.
Exactly.
Yes. Now on to the bit that I don't think you're looking forward to.
No,
we have narrowed the games down to 5 games here, and the hit up and down results on an up and down season. So the first one is Chelsea 2, Spurs 2. Spurs team that have been very defensive this season. They're not. They're what you expect from a Antonio Conte team. They're not very creative. They're very sit back. Traditional Conte. What's your thoughts on a 2-2 draw with Spurs?
You always want to beat Spurs as a Chelsea fan. You always want to beat Spurs. It's one of those ones. With Chelsea taking a 2-1 victory into the last kick of the game when Harry Kane scored in the 95th, 96th minute, whatever it was. It was a sore one because Chelsea deserved the win. That's the thing. That's where an older, like, see, a kind of maybe a Jose Mourinho or a Antonio Conte type of Chelsea at that time would have said, right, we're sitting back, we're shutting up shop. Chelsea were still going out onto attack every single chance they could, which when you're going into the 95th, 96th minute, you don't do that. Work the ball into the corner, play for time. I think there's a wee bit of naivety from I think it was Thomas Tuchel was still in charge. It was. But we didn't really do much in that game apart from obviously scored 2 goals from Koulibaly. It was an absolute wonder goal from remember, and obviously Reece James loves a goal against Spurs as well. But yeah, it's. I thought we could have seen that game a little better than we did. But a point at home, but still you want to be taking 3 points at home.
Yeah, definitely. It's a hard one to take, and another one that is a very hard one to take.
Yeah,
and that is Leeds 3 versus Chelsea 0. Leeds came to play some soccer as well, and they battered you here.
Yeah, they did. I'll be the first to admit that was a complete and utter trouncing. But again, that was the so-called sacking match between for Jesse Marsch. And I'm not going to discredit anything that Leeds done. They came with a game plan. They executed against a very poor Chelsea team. And they deserved to win. I've got nothing. Yeah. Chelsea were just awful on the day. They never started well. They let Leeds get on top of them and with that crowd behind them, it's a hard place to go. Ellen Road at the best of times, but definitely. when that team's right on top of you, it is one of those ones
Yeah, I think Leeds was going to start to pick up some form under Jesse Marsch now. I think that it took a while when you have a manager for so long like they had, and a certain style that no one really else plays the way he played, to adjust the team was going to take time. And I think keeping faith in him will be the right choice from Leeds. Going forward. So next we had Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1. A last minute goal from us to get the draw against you. It was a really good game.
Even though it was at Stamford Bridge, I just might add, it was at Stamford Bridge, not at Old Trafford.
Yeah. 1-1. What's your thoughts on that?
United got lucky.
We got a last minute goal there.
Again, United got lucky.
Cracking goal.
No, I wouldn't say that cracking goal. It was a lucky goal. I've got nothing to take away from that game. Man United were battered, they were poor. Chelsea were the better team, but we just couldn't finish our chances. That's the thing; they just couldn't finish our chances. But again, the way Chelsea played that game, they should have won 2 or 3-0. But David De Gea kept Man United in it. That's the thing. And then again, added on time. The added on time was a bit much.
Yeah, so it's very similar to Spurs result.
Exactly.
You should have shut the game off.
Exactly.
Under a Conte or a Jose, you would have shut that down.
Exactly. The way I see it again, it's 2 points dropped against Man United, because again that was a poor Man United team that they played. But yeah, I was a wee bit hard. I was a wee bit disappointed to lose that to drop points, especially just after we scored the penalty as well from Jorginho. Yeah. But yeah, I think again that's 2 points dropped against a poor Man United team.
Yeah, and the second to last game we have is Brighton 4-1 against Chelsea. I know the feeling. We got battered the second game of the first game of the season against Brighton. So did you, Brighton? Against against your manager's old team. It was always going to be an interesting match. Graham Potter going back there, he was loved at Brighton, did so well, and the new manager there has just stepped in after him and is continuing the great form of Brighton. So a great team Brighton are, but what's your thoughts on the 4-1 loss at the Amex?
Well, considering Chelsea scored 2 of those goals, it should be Brighton 2, Chelsea 3. But yeah, unfortunately, own goals don't work like that. But again, Chelsea set up again poor. I was Graham Potter, obviously going back to Brighton. Brighton wanted it a lot more than what Chelsea did. Again, we can see a theme here that teams are wanting it more than Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea were the Champions League holders up until obviously last season, but they've not played like title winners. They've played like a mid-table mess at this moment in time. Brighton, give them all the credit. They played a high press. Passing was crisp. Chelsea were just completely off the boil, and it's happened too many times this season. I understand, like, from Potter's side of things, it is not his team, but these are some of the best players in the world that you've got at your disposal, and he's not utilising them. So hopefully this kind of break from the World Cup helps him out, but we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah, I really obviously I live near Brighton, so I hear all the stuff about Graham Potter as well, and what he's done at Brighton is mental. He's like, compared to when they had Chris Hughton and they were so boring compared to where they are now, is night and day. And what he done there was really, like, I couldn't praise him enough. But do you think he's the right manager?
Potter?
Yeah, I know he would have been my first if Southgate went, I wanted him to replace Southgate before. We had that discussion before the World Cup.
Time will tell. I think Graham Potter is a fantastic young English manager, but again, like I said, this is not his team. It's going to take maybe a year or so. But with Chelsea, the fans, we expect to be challenging for the title every single season. We haven't done that for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But I think he will come good, but with his own kind of style. I mean, it took him a while to get his kind of style at Brighton, so hopefully that transfers into Chelsea eventually.
Yeah, I agree. And the last result we had is top of the table, Arsenal won against Chelsea. Arsenal very impressive this season. No one expected the season they are having been given the time under to Arteta, and a lot of people were on his back, but he's turning up. Now he's starting to get the team he wants. He's turning up, and I think they're definitely in a chance of winning the league. What was your thoughts on the 1-0 loss?
I'm trying to actually remember the game now. Gabriel scored, wasn't it, at Stamford Bridge? Yeah. Again, I don't like to lose against any London team. The way I look at it is Chelsea are the biggest club in London and always will be. Arsenal, yes, they've had a good season, but they hit Chelsea at the right. They played Chelsea at the right time. That's the thing. They hit Chelsea at the right time. I think that game against them was. I'm just gonna have a look at the team there. They played an out of form Edu Mendy. Cucurella was terrible. I think he got hooked at half time. Yeah, there was players that, again, Aubameyang should not be anywhere near that team as well. But that's the thing. We've got players that are playing that shouldn't be playing. But being, again, credit to Arsenal, they played their brand of football. Chelsea just couldn't cope with it. And then again, I kind of think I'm repeating myself. They weren't at the races at all. They just didn't turn up.
Yeah, I agree. And so that segment done. Sorry for depressing you with those results, Chris.
Cheers. Yeah. Cheers. Thank you very much. I've already had that.
Now, I want to give you 3 minutes to talk about thoughts on the takeover. Obviously, the takeover was kind of forced. It took about 2 months to go through because of the situation in Ukraine. We are thinking about them, everyone here. So, what's your thoughts on the takeover? And
I don't really know, to be fair. Yes, I'm a bit angry and upset regarding about the way Roman Abramovich was dealt with, regarding about the kind of the takeover. But it is what it is. Obviously been the Russian kind of possible links to the Russian president at that time. There was always going to be a backlash. Everyone kind of, as soon as that kind of started, we knew that was going to happen. Todd Boehly, on the other hand, he is a known businessman from America. He owns several properties, businesses in the US. He knows sort of what he's doing. But the way he came in and just sacked everyone from Mia Granskova, Petr Cech, obviously Thomas Tuchel.
I was surprised there was not more backlash about the Petr Cech sacking.
I think there was, but it was just not kind of
publicized.
Publicized, yeah. But Petr Cech being the keeper that won the Champions League, won his numerous trophies, fantastic servant to the club. I wish him all the best as well. But I just think you want someone there who knows the club, who knows how to run the club for years under Abramovich, like Mia Granskova and obviously Petr Cech. I just think it feels rushed. That was the way it feels to me, and the way he came out and said, "Oh, I'm going to run in transfers," that kind of triggered a red flag in me. I was like, he's going to end up trying buying like Paul Pogba for £120 million when he's injured. Or like, and again, the Ronaldo situation where he wanted Cristiano Ronaldo just for the publicity side of things when it's not a football side of things.
I know it's more of an owner than a CEO, but he's kind of took that CEO role as well.
Exactly.
But it gives me Ed Woodward vibes, like a bank, like a businessman making transfer decisions.
Yeah. Well, that's now been kind of obviously changed because we've now got a director of football and director of operations, all that kind of stuff coming in now, and they're all from Brighton. So we've just literally bought Brighton.
Didn't you bring someone in from Salzburg as well, I believe?
Yeah, that's happening, I think, in January. That's who the director of football is going to be, the guy from Salzburg, which I'm excited on because he brought like talents like Erling Haaland and Nkunku. Hence why the deal for Nkunku is quite close to being completed for Chelsea from RB Leipzig as well. But I think the proof is the jury's still out on Todd Boehly. I think the jury's still out on him. Obviously, he's only been in the job for 6 months at Chelsea, but in those 6 months, we've went from Champions League winners to, let's say, mid-table mess at this moment in time.
Yep.
But
last thing we'll go into is name us 2 players you think Chelsea need in the January window to hit your expectations and what your expectations for the season will be.
Well, I think Chelsea need a new goalkeeper to back up Kepa at this moment in time because I don't think Edu Mendy's good enough at this moment in time. They need someone to push them, and also I believe we need a striker because obviously Broja being out for the rest of the season, Havertz is indifferent, but names, it's hard to get someone in January. It's very hard to get someone in January.
You're close to bringing one striker in, aren't you? That guy from I can't remember where he's coming from, but he was wanted by Brighton as well, a youngster.
Again, he's 19 or 20. I'm sorry, but that's not the players we should be looking at. He's never played in the Champions League before. He's never played in a big league. That's not the kind of players that Chelsea should be targeting. They should be targeting like kind of big, not big, but established players. To go to lead.
One thing I will add on that you've tried that the last few seasons, obviously with Timo Werner, Lukaku.
The thing is, if you look at Timo Werner's record for Chelsea, it is actually really good. It's just because he never scored that many goals. He created the most amount of goals for Chelsea last season, and he's the way he actually leads the line. He was never a real out goal scorer for Chelsea, but coming from Germany. A lot of players have struggled to come from Germany because it's a different kind of league, obviously. But Lukaku, I don't really want to talk about him because he's done for me. He's finished as a footballer. Aubameyang, his career's finished as well. But I'm talking about like kind of players that actually are like young enough, not young, but kind of like 23, 24 maybe, something like that, kind of looking towards the future, but obviously can I be attacking, but I don't think this young kid's going to get a chance. That's my opinion on it.
Yes, fair enough. And we'll end on what is your expectations for this rest of the season? Where do you think you will finish? Do you think you'll win anything, or?
This is a season of consolidation for Chelsea, and I'm sad to say it because we should be challenging for every title, every competition. But this is. If we finish anywhere near the top 6, that's a win for Chelsea.
Yeah, I agree. I can't see any. I think it's going to take a while. It's very similar to us. It's a project. We're under a project, and so are you.
Yep.
And both of them just needs time, like happened at Arsenal.
Exactly.
Thanks for coming on, Chris.
No problem.
Where can we find you?
So you can find me on Twitter, Chris _Watt89, and on YouTube, Chris Watt89.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, turn that bell on so you never miss an upload. This has been the Football Nation podcast. This is my series where we review the clubs around the world and review their seasons. This has been episode 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check Chris out as well. What a legend he is. Part of my team at the Football Nation podcast. You can catch us Thursday nights as well, live on Twitch, YouTube, and all platforms for the podcast. And we will see you next week.